Excuse the mess that is my room. Hi guys. So in my last video I made a video about kind of like talking about kind of like being introverted. However, I filmed it late at night. The video wasn't really planned. I wasn't really talking clearly. I kind of like wasn't. There's a lot of stuff I kind of wanted to talk about but I didn't. So this is kind of like a follow-up video to that. Basically talking about kind of like my experience with being introverted and also some advice. So yeah. Okay, so basically about me. I'm really introverted. I don't really like enjoy loads of social interaction. It wears me out. I like my own company. I like being by myself. That's kind of like how I recharge. In terms of kind of being in groups, I'm not good like in groups of loads of people. I just don't feel like comfortable, or like I want to kind of like contribute to the conversations. I kind of like feel kind of, I don't know, just uncomfortable. I can do kind of like a group of 4 or a group of 3, but kind of like I would say like 4 people's the limit. Like anything than that, and I kind of like I go kind of quiet. In terms of like social skills, I'd say I have pretty good social skills. Like I can socialize even like when I'm like, you know, not enjoying it, I feel worn out, I still kind of, you know, can, you know, socialize and, you know, and you know, yeah. Although in the past my social skills like haven't been that great. Like I used to be kind of like really bad at socializing. I'm quite like shy, I guess. When you're kind of like shy and introverted, it kind of makes things like 10 times worse. But I wouldn't say I'm like a shy person anymore. I'm just kind of like, I'm just a quiet person. In terms of kind of like struggles I've kind of faced like from people, a lot of people kind of like don't understand what like introverted is, and or like, you know, what it's like to kind of like be like really introverted. Some people just won't understand it. You know, they won't understand like why you don't like going out clubbing, or you know, why you don't want to like hang out in a group. You know, they won't understand, you know, why you like to spend a lot of time at home, you know, in your kind of like comfort zone. And yeah, you do get judged for it, I guess. A lot of people also see you as kind of like being very like ignorant as well. Like say you're in a group of people, you know, you're just kind of like keeping yourself to yourself. They think that you're just like disinterested, being rude. I've been told in the past that I don't make enough effort, and it used to kind of get me down, but I've got to the point now where I kind of like feel like, you know, it's just them, they just don't understand. And like with now, if like I come across someone and like I feel like they kind of like, you know, they have an issue with me being quiet, or you know, not being like sociable, then I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, they can confront me with it and I'd explain to them, but then if they don't, then well, you know, there's nothing I can do. It's their own fault. You know, that's their problem. So I think, you know, kind of like just understand that people aren't going to understand you. And in terms of advice, my biggest advice would be don't try and be extroverted. Like you can't like force yourself to be something you're not. Kind of like learn to kind of like being like introverted is kind of like a trait I kind of like about myself now. You know, I kind of like the fact that I keep myself to myself. I kind of like take pleasure kind of like in the little things in life, as like cheesy as that sounds. But you know, if someone's kind of like extroverted, they wouldn't kind of like see stuff like that, if that makes sense. And one of the mistakes I've made in the past is that I've tried to like force myself to be sociable, and like if you're like a naturally quiet person and you're gonna force yourself to be loud and kind of really out there and sociable, you're just gonna kind of look weird. You're gonna make yourself look really weird, and people are gonna think like, what the fuck. Like if you're worried that people are gonna think you're like weird because you're really quiet, trying to be really like sociable and loud when that's not you is just gonna make yourself look like even more weirder. So like, don't do that. I know I've made that mistake in the past, like, oh, cringe, but yeah. And some other advice as well I would give is that learn to accept that you're not gonna kind of like be like friends with everyone you meet. I know for me, it's kind of like, in order for me to become friends with someone, like I have to meet someone where like I feel like I can be kind of like comfortable with them and like myself with them. And thankfully, you know, I have met, you know, people like that. But however, I do know like I'm not going to be friends with like everybody, because, you know, I'm not a sociable person, and you know, I need to kind of have that connection with someone in order to be friends with them. And I feel like when I came to like the realization of that, it was like a kind of like a weight off my shoulders. So that's that, yeah. And yeah, that's kind of like it really. I know this kind of like wasn't the best structured video, I'm not sure how it turned out, but that's kind of like my experience with it, and kind of like some advice as well. So I hope like at least one person will find this video helpful. I would have liked to kind of like seen a video like this like when I was a bit younger, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again. Goodbye. Also, look how 1960s I look today.